Okay, the last episode didn't end up very well. I messed up in a big way. I didn't really know what I was doing, standard, but I know how to fix it, and I've got some bits in. Well, I've got one piece in this box that's going to help me finish off the setup of the carburetor of the floats, so I'm not overfilling them again like I did last time. I've also got some bits to finish off the engine bay. It's not very nice in there, but I'm just doing some little bits here and there that will it'll transform it and make it look really nice. So yeah, let's have a look what's in the box. Okay, so my little box of tricks. So the first thing I've got is some clear caps. Now when you set the bowls, you have to take these out, and what these do is just replace them and the clear, so you can see the levels without the fuel spilling out everywhere, which is going to be helpful. I don't really want to do it the old-fashioned way of the engine running and fuel just going everywhere. I've been on fire from a petrol fire, and it's not fun. So I'll explain that another day. The next bits are some new coil wires, and they're all, you can't really see there, they're all different lengths, unlike the ones that are on, I think are the same length and just go everywhere. So the idea is that they'll all run nicely underneath here, all the same way, and it'll just declutter it and make that bit nicer. Cowboy sticker because I support them. I've got some interior lights because the ones inside, the window's not down anymore. The one inside smashed out, and I want to see if the actual thing works. We also have some red vinyl. I'll explain that when we start doing the inside, hopefully in the next week or so. And it's off the car again. So, for what I want to do, I thought it would be a lot easier to do it on a bench than try and do it in the car. So what we're going to do now is take all the fuel out of these two side plugs, install these, and just generally look over it, because something I did notice when I was trying it, fuel was leaking into these two ports, not where it should come from. So it should be sprayed from these two nozzles, but it's seeping through deep down in there. So I want to check what I've done is correct. I don't know if it was just excess fuel that's been spat out of the vent. Yeah, I'll go look at that quickly as well while it's off. So, car started, first time on the key, no issues whatsoever. I didn't even crank from empty bowls, didn't have to crank it a lot like normal, it just went. So hopefully that's a good thing, hopefully the rebuild's done good for it. So if you see in there, if I rock the car side to side, you may be able to see the level bobbing up and down. It's not quite high enough yet. It needs to be raised. The needle needs to be raised a little bit more. So I'm going to do that quickly, and then I'm going to take the car outside because it smokes in here and it just stinks. So some progress here. If I rock that gently, some fuel trickles out of there, and that is ideal. It's got to do the same to this side now, in the event that it decides to work one day. I don't think that'll be anytime soon, but it's going to be set up nonetheless. So I'm going to cap that off, have a go over again, start the car up again, and do the back bowl. Okay, so it's been a while. I've been waiting for things to arrive, things that I've been ordering last minute after thinking, oh, I might need that. So first off, I ordered this spacer for the carburetor. Instead of having the corky gasket, you can't really see it underneath there. It's horrendous, it's horrible, I hate it. And here we've got some new spark plugs and some bits to rebuild the distributor underneath here. It's making the timing, the points that build up the charge for the sparks. So things where I don't know when it was last done, if it has been done. It must have been at some point, but you know what I'm saying. Now you may have noticed these new red spark plug leads. This side fits really nicely, and then this side's just all, yeah, not very nice. I bought these a few weeks ago. I was going to do them anyway, but I was testing the spark plugs with this contraption here. This goes in between the spark plug and the lead, and when it's getting current, this flashes when it's got current. But the second one I took off, the end fell off, so I kind of brought that plan forward to do them. However, ever since doing them, it's been running very bad. So you see down here, the right hand side bank is spitting lots of bad stuff out, and then the left side's not too bad, a bit more than usual. I don't think it's the carb rebuild that's done that. It was running okay until I changed the leads. So this plate I've got, it's replacing this. I don't know what material that is, but that's in the bin now. So with this you get new studs. So I need to remove the ones that are in there, and you get new nuts, you get new gaskets, and you get a vacuum port as well. But I don't think I'm going to need that, so I've got some caps for that. Yeah, should be easy enough to do. I put my hat on now because it's blooming freezing in here. I've got my little heater now, but that's not doing much in here. And that's all it is, just changing them studs, slide it on, good to go. So, being the idiot I am, changing the plugs and the leads, I forgot to press record. So, the engine is back to its messy state of ignition leads everywhere, and things not working. So my friend Dan, he came over for an hour or so. He returned some engines for me from the car. He's got the same class as cars as I have, and one of his engines detonated itself, so he returned then. And he's gone through it all with me. So we've figured out what part of the issue is. So these are all the old spark plugs, lined up to how they came out of the engine, with the front being here. They're all very dirty. So the engine's been running really lean. It's not been burning all the fuel. And I think we have traced that back to a spark issue, ignition. The leads, changing to the old leads, I've got the one red one because one of them's broken. I can't put that back on. The leads aren't, well, changing back to the old leads made a massive difference. It fired up not straight away, but it fired up and it ran like it should, like it had been previously. We then replaced this capacitor and the, I don't know what it's called, it's like a pointy switch in the distributor. We did find that the distributor, well, it obviously spins around and around. There's 8 high points, which then this sits on, and then opens that to build your spark. We then found that it's not really points as such, it's quite rounded and flat, if that makes sense. It's more circular than an octagon. So I think I'm going to look into replacing a distributor. But we sorted the timing out as well. And well, when I say we sorted it out, we had it running really well. But we took it for a good drive, a good spin out, and it was a lot better. The hesitation on throttle was gone. And I figured out what the 2-on-1 does in the gearbox thing, as well as drive. It gives you a lot of power, and it really does shift. But then I rigged up the camera inside, put a microphone on for the back, and it doesn't want to drive again. You put it in gear and it sounds like a tractor. It just wants to cut out. Part of the issue, I think, is when we ran it, we didn't have the advanced timing on it, so it was just running as it would. Not as efficient, but it did work. But when you plug it in, it just wants to cut out. So that's the end of this episode. I really hoped it would be the final one of the engine bay, but something else has popped up. Don't know what. We had it working, and then it wasn't working. Story of my life. So yeah, hopefully this is the last one. Well, it was going to be the last one, but when I get it working again, I'm going to do that at a later point. Subscribe if you're new, smash that like button. Well, I sound like a real YouTuber now, and I'll see you in the next one.